and we just finished watching 1990's The Witches, directed by Nicholas Roeg, based on a book by
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl, whose name I cannot pronounce because I keep calling him Roald Dahl, but it's not. It's
Rolled, like I rolled a bowling ball.
Dahl.
Yes,
Okay.
Roald Dahl.
So, impressions. So for the month of October, we're going to count down the 31 days of Halloween, and this is our first movie for the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
And impressions. Gee, what did you think?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, what did you like about it?
The mice were cute.
The mice were cute.
Nice, cute. What about the adventure? Did you enjoy the adventure?
Did you like the story?
I like the story.
It was predictable.
It was
It
predictable,
was a bit predictable, yeah.
but still, it was
But
fun.
was it even if something's predictable, you could still find it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Olive?
I also like the mice. This is because I want a hamster too. Because he made that little course for the mice.
Yeah, it was
William and Mary.
pretty inventive little mice circuses he was building.
Well, who was your favorite character, Olive?
My favorite character was.
Was it one of the mice or one of the witches or
One of the boys.
I like the mice.
you like the mice?
You like
Which one?
the
They
mice?
were cute.
Which one did you like, Bruno or Lucas?
Luke. Just Luke.
Luke.
He was nice. He had a nice texture of fur.
Yes, he was the cutest
He
one
was the
between
cuter one, yeah.
Luke and Bruno. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. It was a fun little movie.
It was very
and
cool.
I like the older stuff because they're
More practical stuff.
more
in it.
practical stuff. This movie was
From 1990.
from 1990. Jim Henson. So you had like some nice little puppet work on the mice. I mean, there are little bits where obviously you
Looks
know
dated.
it looks a little dated. Sometimes the little mice movements are a bit stiff, and sometimes you're like, oh, that's clearly just a mouse. And other times it's like it's not even moving at all. It's just a statue. But it was great, and like I said, I love the older films because they were just more willing to go a little bit darker, but not like horror. We are in October, and we're trying to do scary movies, but this is like that kids level of scary where it's just like, oh my god, adventure. You know?
Yes, it's scary enough, but not enough to frighten anyone's nightmares
nobody's-
for weeks to come.
Yes, probably the scariest thing
Looking
that
thing was the witches.
yes,
Yes.
The witches were
especially
ugly.
especially the Angelica Houston, who was
The high
witch.
witch.
Yeah, she was like right out of she was like a goblin basically.
Yeah.
when
She
when
looked
took
like
it.
a cross between, what was the things in Labyrinth?
Well, you know what? I wasn't thinking of the things in Labyrinth. I was thinking of Legend. Remember
Oh,
Legend?
yes. The troll.
The goblins.
Was the goblins.
There was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one.
yeah.
There was one that had like a really long
nose.
nose. The one that was like always rhyming. I think they all rhymed, but that
Yeah.
one was rhyming especially.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. We should do that in October.
Why?
Because it's a good movie. It's a good, fun movie. And,
We are in October.
Yes.
You said we should do that in October.
Well, for our October.
For our
movies.
October movies.
You
Yeah.
because we're gonna try and do
One a day.
all scary horror movies,
Yeah.
or
So
not,
like in
or
a
not
star-
horror movies, but all movies that deal with spooky stuff.
Yes.
And October is my birthday.
And October is your birthday. Yes.
We'll have to do something very special for your birthday.
What about you? What did you think?
I really, really enjoyed it. I think because of the source material, you know that you're going to go to a weird, dark place. So I really enjoyed that. It was well done. I mean, it looks dated now.
Yeah,
A lot of
doesn't-
the stuff
no,
is just
no CG, nothing.
nothing, and it obviously. We're so spoiled, I guess, now, right? I mean, Disney is a big purveyor of CG, and it's like, well, that just doesn't look like a Marvel movie, does it?
No. We just finished. We saw a film with talking animals.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Dumbo,
and the one and only
Ivan, right? And those are all
CG
CG
animals,
animals.
so the lip movements are like crisp and perfect, and This
Unlike
one, you don't really.
the ones in this movie.
Yeah, this one,
Yes.
but you don't really need it. You just need to
Yeah.
see the little mouse
Kind
opening
of
and closing
moving,
its mouth.
yeah.
And the Jim Henson does a great job.
Good work, yeah.
Even back in the '90s. I mean, the puppet work that they've done since then, some of it has been absolutely incredible.
amazing.
Even during that
Yeah.
time period, like Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes,
that was a
yes.
puppet.
And
you're
we
just like,
we
God.
we saw it, but we might watch it again with the kids. You and I saw it,
Yeah.
and that might be on our list of stuff to see. But yeah, we said we were really impressed with Audrey too. How just amazing detailed
the
that
way
is.
they got that thing's mouth to move in perfect sync with the songs it was singing.
Amazing,
Where-
and just the detail work
Yeah.
on it too.
Wait, is that where you got Audrey 2 from for your plant?
Yes, yes.
From those
Dad and I
sexual
watched
films?
this movie a few months ago, and for my film discussion group, and when we were compiling the list for the October movies, we said, "Oh, we should put that on the list, so we might watch it at some point." I mean, our list is more than 31 days, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
1 days.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it's like the perfect movie for like if you have little kids and maybe they have a little party, just something that's not too over the top, but
Not too over the top. The story's pretty, linear. There are sad moments. It's Roald Dahl, so generally, it seems like in Roald Dahl, parents
are just the worst people ever.
they're either the worst or they get bumped off pretty soon.
Soon,
And
yes.
This case
Yes.
was the latter.
Well, there's a little of both, I think, if you think about it.
Oh well, yes.
Yes.
Bruno's parents were pretty awful, but they,
Yeah,
but they cared about him.
Yes,
I'm
they
talking
did.
about like
They almost tried to kill him, though.
I'm talking about like Matilda
Tilda's
or
parents.
James and the
Giant
Giant
Peach,
Peach.
yes.
or-
He didn't have parents. Oh,
Well, they were killed. They
Yeah.
were killed by a giant rhino from the sky.
That's ridiculous.
Roald
I don't
Dahl,
believe that.
He certainly had some fantastic
he's definitely
stuff
got
going on.
his-
He
in his
had
head.
some imagination.
He has
in
his tropes
mind.
that he sticks to.
Yes, yes.
But this, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought everybody did a good job. I mean, Angelica Houston was sort of over the top evil.
Fantastic. I loved her.
The little kid was good. He wasn't the
He
He
wasn't the best.
wasn't the greatest actor role. I think he was a better voice actor than a physical actor.
Yes, agreed.
You could see there were moments of peril where he genuinely sounded terrified and scared, but he was like a brave little boy trying to stop the world from getting destroyed by these evil witches.
Horrid creatures.
Yes, I doubt it's a spoiler, but good triumphs in the end.
What else? Did you have a favorite character?
I mean, as far as like the I mean, they did a great job with like I said, Luke, the kid who played Luke. He did a good job. Like, he's not going to win any Academy Awards. I don't think I've ever seen him appear in anything else ever
yeah.
again. But like I said, he had a good voice for it. Most of the film, well, maybe that I would say it's like 50-50 between him being human and him being
A mouse. Yeah.
Yeah, big spoiler, he gets transformed into a mouse. And like I said, he's got that voice where you could hear the fear and danger from the peril that he was in.
Yeah.
So that made it easy to go along with. Sometimes you're watching a film and like the kid just doesn't
Convey any kind of range.
He or
their
she.
performance. There's just something about the performance that just ruins the enjoyment, where you don't really want to be on an adventure with this kid. And whoever played Luke, I don't know if we have his name, but he did a good job. I enjoyed being on this adventure with him. I saw him as a good little boy. He had some tragedy in his life, but he still wanted to do good. He loved little creatures. He loved his grandma, and his grandma loved him. And that made it enjoyable.
Interestingly enough, the kid's name is Jason, Jasen, Fisher. He was in Parenthood in 1989. He was in The Witches in 1990, and he was Ace in the movie Hook in 1991. And then it looks like
What
he
is
never
Hook?
worked again.
It's
It's
terrible
a-
Peter Pan movie.
It's a terrible Peter Pan movie.
All Peter Pan movies.
Yeah, they really. You know what?
Stop
when you
making
brought
Peter
that,
Pan movies.
yeah, that
You've
really.
said that in a
they're
previous
really
review.
bad.
Yes.
He's a terrible character. He abducts children. He's terrible.
Yeah.
I
He
guess-
acts like he
I
lost
mean-
a shadow.
3 kind of big movies, no? 89,
Yeah,
90, and
he-
91. I feel like
you
he
know what,
didn't
now,
have to
now
work
that you
again.
mentioned that he was in Parenthood, I vaguely recall a blondish kid with glasses in Parenthood. Was he Steve? He was Steve Martin's son.
Kid, yeah, Kevin.
So yes, okay. So I remember him in one other thing. I don't remember.
He might have been one of the boys in the.
To be forgotten.
Yeah. You know what? It was just on not too long ago, and I sat and watched some of it, but it really is not a good movie.
Wait,
And the kid who played Bruno was good. Him, I remember seeing in something else, but I don't remember what. But he was sort of more of a comedy relief character. Not really annoying, but not really. I mean, he could have been left out of the story, and he wouldn't have really
Missed him.
missed anything.
Yeah.
There was just some hijinks with his parents that I guess he was necessary for.
Yeah.
The grandmother, I thought she did a great job.
Fabulous, lovely.
She did a nice performance, as telling him all these like scary witch stories.
Preparing him
about
for battle.
that little girl.
Yeah, did you like the witch stories in the beginning? Were they-
I did too.
I thought they
that was
conveyed a
interesting.
level of creepiness that
Well,
yeah.
And the thing about the painting,
the thing with the painting,
was
yeah.
crazy.
Like, what the hell was going on? Like, that was the thing that was like especially weird about these witches, because
Yeah.
usually when you have like stories with
Yeah, I thought
monsters
she
getting rid of
probably
children,
would be dead by now.
the monsters want to like eat the kids or something.
Right.
And this was just like, we just want to get rid of them.
Right.
We just want to turn them into mice or put them in paintings. We just
yeah.
don't like them around because we think they smell like dog poop. That was their motive.
That was their motive.
Yeah. It was just like, well, just go to a community where there aren't any kids. No, we gotta kill them. Or we gotta get rid of them.
Yeah,
So,
that seemed pretty.
I feel like that was a thing in the 80s and 90s. This movie clocks in at 91 minutes. It's not a long movie, a good hour and a half.
It went by quick.
Quick. I think it's a good movie for kids. What do you say, 8 and up?
Yeah.
Keep their attention. Something to kind of jump scare over.
And if you
maybe.
bubble wrap your children and you let them watch this, then they'll probably be scared.
I mean, there might be some scaredness to it, especially if a child isn't used to this type of movie.
Were you ever frightened during this movie?
No,
No. Okay.
I knew it was all fake.
Well,
Unlike
that's-
you know it's all
other
fake.
kids.
Was there any? You may not have been frightened, like any jump scares, but was there anything that you were like, oh, like you were like on the edge of your seat or anything like that?
I was sitting on the floor, so that's impossible for me.
You know what I mean, though.
I know.
I
I felt happy when all those witches,
got theirs.
Got theirs at the end.
Well, I was a little nervous when Kevin was trying to escape when the jig was up and they smelled him in the, I guess, conference
yes, in
room.
the
Yeah,
conference
I got a little bit afraid.
Yes, I got a little nervous. I was like, oh no,
He's
what are
like
they gonna do to
he's
Kevin?
like the protagonist. He wasn't gonna
True,
die.
true. Well-
True, but you're along for the ride, and you never know.
Tell that to Josh Brolin in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
He was the protagonist, and yet
The witches just becomes like No Country for Old Men. This is like, and then the
was
hero
this
is
ever
dead.
made into a musical?
The witches?
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know. I don't think so. But honestly,
I'm surprised it
when
wasn't.
you said that, I was like maybe. But then maybe I'm thinking of like Hocus Pocus or something.
Was that made into a musical?
I'm almost positive Hocus Pocus was made into a musical.
Interesting. I still like your RoboCop idea. But okay, so G, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this?
Maybe a 6.3.
6.3. Olive G.
I'll just give it a 7.
7. I too would give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm going with 7.
Yeah, it was a good script. Excellent
Good script, good performances.
performances by the lead. Well, the kid could have used a little work. He's definitely not one of those Stranger Things kids. But
Yeah,
Those kids are
back then there
amazing.
really
Those are
weren't.
amazing.
I mean, there really weren't many fantastic
Phenomenal
child
kid
actors.
actors,
I remember.
yeah.
I think last night I was like, oh, I don't know why I
you know
stayed
what?
up, but I watched.
Actually, I would dispute that. I would say in that time, because I believe he was tiny in this period of time, Elijah Wood was really good. Did you ever see that The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin? Like
that came out around the time of this
I
movie?
feel like, you know what? I'm gonna go look at IMDb because I feel like he was a child in the 80s.
We have to do the parents'
90s.
guide.
Do we want to do the parents' guide for this movie? I feel like it's gonna infuriate me.
Well, I could do it with the parents, but
Let's save the parents' guide for some craziness. So Elijah was born in 1981.
when did this movie come out?
This came out in 1990, so he would have been 9 years old, and I'm sure he was working already. According to this, he's done 111 films. That's pretty impressive. His first thing was Paula Abdul video, Forever Your Girl. He was also video game boy in Back to the Future 2
What
in
the
1989.
hell?
He was
Video
in
game
Internal
boy?
Affairs in
That's not
1990. Child in the Night TV movie, 1990. He was in Avalon, yes, Michael K, 1990.
All right, okay, so
Yeah,
there,
so
there
he
were
was-
there were capable kid actors, but this kid was
Good Son was
the
1993.
kid in The Witches
Son.
he was adequate. Like
He
I
was
said,
adequate.
he was I think he was better. His voice, he was a better voice actor than a physical one.
Yes, agreed.
And
And it doesn't look like he did much after.
he didn't. Yeah, he probably got out of the biz or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you want to look at the?
Yes,
Parents'
I really
guide?
want to look at the parents' guide. I am anxious.
Anxious.
All right, here we go. So, for the IMDb Parents Guide, there are 5 instances of sex and nudity, 6 of violence and gore, 1 of profanity, 1 of alcohol, drugs, and smoking, and 19 frightening and intense scenes. Sex and nudity. Number 1, it is strongly implied a man is having a sexual affair with one of his coworkers.
How is this? Because they walked out of a room and
Yeah, she's, like, straightening her
she
clothes.
straightened her hair.
Number 2, a woman puts perfume on her breast through her open button-up blouse. No nudity
It wasn't
is shown.
her breast. She put it like right underneath the nape of her neck.
But the second sentence is no nudity is shown. So why would it be under the
and
sex
why
and
is
nudity?
that? Yeah. What?
Number
They just probably
3,
wanted to say something.
Apparently, if you unbutton your shirt 2 buttons, you're exposing yourself to.
I guess. Number 3, a man moves a woman's hair and breathes heavily on her neck. What is that?
That was when he moved her hair out of the way, like he was gonna kiss her neck, but then she had the fur there.
Oh. Number 4, a boy, aged 10 or about, is shown fully nude, crashing through a house. His front is shown, but is blurred slightly by motion and magic. Number 5, under spoilers, despite this being a kids' movie, the witches are said, at least in the book, to be pedophiles.
Really? I didn't.
God, Doll is so freaking crazy.
Yeah, they did not
Jeez.
include that.
They
in
did
the
not
book.
include that in the movie.
And why would they be pedophile if they thought children smelled like poop?
I don't know.
Like
I
dogs
don't
do.
know.
The dog days. I wonder what dog days feel like.
Yeah. All right, I'm done with the parents' guide.
Yeah.
What?
So we ultimately recommend.
Recommend it?
Recommend.
Give it a 7.
Give it a 7.
6.3.
I would say 8 years and up.
Yeah.
There might be some frightening things for really little kids, but if your kid's like in third grade,
there are some perilous moments.
There's some perilous
and
moments.
Like the head witch, she looks pretty gross there for the one scene where she's exposed, but the rest of the scene, she's
Angelica
Houston.
Yeah. So that's it from us, and we will come back soon with another ghoulishly fun review.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.